wato global chairman Northern Obidient Movement. Please a round of applause to Dr. Yunusa Tanko, national coordinator, Obidient Movement, Dr. Yunusa Tanko. Wannan shi ne tawagar wato Dr. Yunusa Tanko, jigo kuma gaba na tafiyar Obidient Movement ta ƙasa baki da inda ya shigo wannan ɗakin taro, sannan kuma wayanda suke bayan muna ba su abin da Allah da akoma mun gode Allah ya saka da alkhairi domin za mu fara wannan taro ba tare da bata lokaci ba da haɗin kan ku ne za mu samu nasarar abin da ya tara mu a wannan wuri da Allah a koma baya domin mu ci gaba da abin da ya tara mu a wannan wuri mai albarka. Mata da suke shigowa da Allah a koma baya kowace ta zauna a wurin da take domin yi abin da ya tara mu a wannan wuri. Idan jami'an tsaron jiga na gaba su ne mutanen Sokoto Sokoto State. Mutanen Sokoto State. Sokoto. Allah tafa musu. Sokoto an shehu da gaskiya aka sanku. Allah ya saka muku da alkhairi. A na gaba su ne mutanen Zamfara. Mutanen Zamfara. Ba sa nan. Mutanen Kebbi State. Mutanen Zamfara. Da Allah tafa musu. Da Allah mun gode. Za ku iya komawa ku zauna. Wayannan su ne wato wayanda suka wakilci dukkanin wayannan jihohi da muka ambata a wannan wuri mai albarka. Sannan
a wannan wuri mai albarka a wannan jiha tamu ta Kano, Tambangiwa, Kano, Jalla babbar Hausa, Kano ta dawaci gari da muka tara wannan al'umma a wannan wuri mai albarka, inda a wannan wuri da muke akwai shugabanni na kungiyoyi daban-daban da kuma shugabanni na ɗalibai da kuma shugabanni na matasa da suka taru domin su saurari abinda ya tara mu a wannan wuri game da menene tafiyar Obidient Movement da muka zo wanda NorthWest Zone suka shirya a wannan jiha ta mai albarka. Wato iyaye maza da mata da suke wannan wuri abokai yan gwagwarmaya matasa da.
Sometimes you just need to look at Mr. Peter Obi and just follow his lead, because he will definitely lead you to your destination. Peter Obi is not someone that talks too much, but he does the job. Now, it appears that Peter Obi is not only concerned about building the Labour Party, he is equally looking at also building the Obidient Movement. The Obidient Movement is the sole property of Mr. Peter Obi. As a matter of fact, Obidient was coined from the name Obi, so it belongs to Mr. Peter Obi. I remember when Julius Abure was trying to annex the Obidient Movement to make it a property of the Labour Party, when they appointed some directorates to lead the Obidient Movement, and Mr. Peter Obi came up and reacted vehemently against that move and said that the Obidient Movement does not belong to the Labour Party. But Mr. Peter Obi has gotten hold of the Labour Party structure and is building a very solid foundation in the Labour Party. There's an expansive convention that will be conducted by the interim Labour Party chairperson Nadi Usman. It's good to know that he's not only focused on the Labour Party, he's also focused on the Obidient Movement. Tanko Yunusa is the directorate of the Obidient Movement, and he was appointed by Mr. Peter Obi and some other persons to oversee the affair of the Obidient Movement. You know, in the 2023 general election, the Obidient Movement was just clusters of people that loved Mr. Peter Obi. The Obidient Movement in 2023 was made up of patriotic Nigerians that wanted to see a new Nigeria, and they saw Mr. Peter Obi as their leader, and they were pushing Peter Obi towards that direction. But you can agree with me that the Obidient Movement was a bit scattered. There was no leader. Everyone was doing their thing their own way. Somebody will come today and say something, everybody will tilt towards that direction. Another person will come tomorrow and say another thing, everyone will tilt towards that direction. There was no leader in the Obidient Movement, And people thought that was the best thing for the Obidient movement because nobody could give a particular direction for the Obidient movement. But what Mr. Peter Obi is trying to do right now is that he's trying to embody all those clusters, all those different support groups that made up the Obidient movement into one umbrella to become the Obidient movement. And there's going to be a leader. And currently the leader of the Obidient movement is Tanko Unisa, the spokesperson of Mr. Peter Obi in the 2023 general elections. And you and I can all agree that Tanko Unisa is a man of capacity. We love him so much. The work he has put towards ensuring that Mr. Peter Obi become a brand national name is unmatched. You can't take that away from him, and he's doing an excellent job. Video you just watched is a symposium that was done in Kano State. It's the Obidient movement in Southwest State. Now, this is what they are trying to do. They are trying to get more people into the Obidient movement to be registered. The symposium is just to create an awareness, elect officials in the Obidient movement that will be sent to different states in the Southwest to recruit more members into the Obidient fold. You know, what happened in 2023 was just an emergency movement. It just sparked off and everyone became obedient. What they are trying to do now is a coordinated movement, a movement that will house many people. They are starting now and they need more people into the Obidient movement, and they are starting off from the Northwest. We all know that Peter Obi did not get quality vote from the Northwest. He did not get enough vote from the Northwest. So what they are trying to do right now is to create that awareness about the Obidient movement, and Peter Obi is the principal. I can tell you this movement is going to bring more food into the Labour Party. Of course, the Labour Party for now, because that is the party we all see Peter Obi running as the president in 2027. Peradventure, Peter Obi did not contest under the Labour Party and he decided to contest in another party. We now have a very solid movement that is well organized that will follow him into that new party. They are trying to avoid any sort of confusion in case Peter Obi did not contest under Labour Party. Some persons will not say, we belong to the Labour Party. The moment Peter Obi say, I am not contesting under Labour Party, this is the party I want to contest in, everyone in Obidient movement will follow him to that party. Of course, you also saw what happened in Edo State. Labour Party has a gubernatorial candidate, but some persons came out and said, no, we are not going to vote for him. We are obedient for Aso Ighodalo. Such kind of confusion is not what we are going to experience in 2027. And we experienced many of such confusion in 2023. Even in Enugu State election, Labour Party would have won in Enugu State if not for this kind of confusion. Some persons were rooting for the PDP gubernatorial candidate, some persons were rooting for the ABGA gubernatorial candidate, and some others were rooting for the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate. This is some sort of split vote. We don't want to experience that in 2027. As long as you are an obedient person and you are supporting Mr. Peter Obi, whoever Peter Obi announced as a candidate in any party is the person Obidient will support. Any party Peter Obi goes is the party that Obidient will support. There is nothing like Obidient for APC, Obidient for PDP. No, it is Obidient for Mr. Peter Obi. If Peter Obi stays in the Labour Party, it's going to be Obidient for Peter Obi and the Labour Party. And I must give kudos to the Northerners. Northerners don't play politics, they work politics. When you look at the way they organize their politics, it will tell you that they are very passionate when it comes to politics. And I've also realized that they love doing their things in an organized manner. Peter Obi is not from the north, but Northerners are the ones that are championing the movement that will make him to become the president in 2027. They're sparking that fire now. And I want to hope that the people from the south are watching what is happening in the north. They will therefore do the same thing when it comes to the south and do it more, because Peter Obi is from the south. They should show more solidarity and support to Peter Obi than what the Northerners are doing. But however, I love what the Northerners are doing, and I pray that they keep doing more of what they are doing, because in 2027 we want Peter Obi to get more vote, especially from that northwest and the northeast. These are the areas that he did not really do well. And I really love what Unisa Tanko is doing to ensure that he galvanized enough support for the Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi ahead of 2027. Building this Obidient movement ahead of time to become one body is a step in the right direction. That is the reason why I said wherever Mr. Peter Obi is going, just follow him. He will definitely lead you to the right direction. Look at what he has done with the Labour Party. The Labour Party now has become a stable party. When was the last time you heard about crisis in the Labour Party? Ever since Mr. Peter Obi intervened in the crisis of the Labour Party, it seems everything has died down instantly. The next thing you are going to hear about the Labour Party is that expansive convention that will be conducted. Kudos to him. Despite the ridicule he got, despite the accusation from people like Kenneth Okonkwo, he maintained his ground and did the right thing. Labour Party is about to take a new form and shape. Obidient movement is also taking a new form and shape. I can tell you for free, 2027 general election is going to be an interesting election. It's not going to be like what we saw in 2023, where there were divergent views and different groups supporting different politicians and different political parties. Everyone is going to back Mr. Peter Obi and whatever party he chooses to contest in. But I definitely believe that it's going to be the Labour Party, and definitely with the support from the Obidient movement and Nigerians all over the world, Mr. Peter Obi will emerge as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2027. Kudos to every one of them out there in the Northwest. Kudos to you, Satanko. God bless everyone that has remained steadfast with the Obidient movement. We saw what some persons are doing on social media, how they've become. Some of them are now supporting Showere for president. But we are not deterred, we are not moved. We definitely know that with the support we are getting so far from the Obidient movement and Nigerians in diaspora, come 2027 is going to be an interesting election, and Peter Obi will emerge as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.